waiting for it to slow down a bit. But good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Soft Six. Shut the fuck up. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello, YouTube world. Hello, Facebook world. I'll just get Facebook happening. I just want to drop my link into the Facebook chat, Facebook group. So anyone, Tana's over on Facebook as well. G'day, Groover. I'm just going to get the link. Mute myself on YouTube. Few little things you got to do once you hit the live button. So we're nearly there. I'm getting good at sorting this shit out quickly. So there it is. There's the link to YouTube on Facebook. I will try to bump over to Facebook. Someone in chat might remind me just to pop over there every now and then. How's everyone doing? We have a huge night. You've got sound now. That's good to hear. Hi, sweet crazy. Picky T, g'day. You love the intro music, Sashu. Hi, Claire Bear. Who have I missed? Emily, I saw earlier on. Tana. I think I've got everyone. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome. So tonight is the first episode that hasn't been updated to my blog. So from now on, each time we do an episode, and we'll only be doing one each time we go live, I think it's fun to build up the excitement, because that's one of the reasons it took off in the Facebook group. People were hanging out to see what happened. But also it takes me a few hours to upload each episode, so I can't race through them. Otherwise, you'll have to wait 2 weeks to get the next episode probably. I'm trying to stay ahead at least by 5 episodes. But tonight is huge. The voice of Big Daddy-O tonight is going to be played by me. You'll find out why very early in the episode, why there's just me playing him. But where I really want you guys to get involved, and I'll be able to engage with chat a lot more, and we can stretch this episode out a bit. But it's going to be a bit of a walk down memory lane. So you guys are all going to get to contribute some fond memories. So it's going to be a lot of fun. What are we watching, Sweet Crazy? We're watching a series, an online series, cult series, very exclusive series. A few years ago, 4 years ago, I think I catfished a Nigerian scammer. I do scam bait as a hobby. There is a serious side to it. I try to waste their time. I try to get information out of them. I pass any information I get on to the ACCC here in Australia, and then they deal with it. But I also, I'm a comedian, and so it's a fun opportunity to have some fun with them and take the piss out of them, see how far you can go before they realize you're bullshitting them. So that's what we're watching. Hey, Ivor, welcome. It is super exclusive. Kanga Blue, g'day. All the regulars are coming in. So yeah, it'll be very interactive. I will be interacting with chat a lot more, as you'll see very soon when we kick it off. Why? And yeah, anyone that has been reading the Soft Six blog, it took you up to episode 20 and no further than that. Tonight is episode 21. So you'll all be hearing it for the first time. Exciting, huh? It might have been 2017, Tana. I keep thinking I need to look on the date. It could have been 3 years ago. Yeah, it could have. Seems like forever ago, but it did take me quite a few years to upload it all, and I still have episodes to upload. As you know, Tana, it went on and on and on. It's true. Oh, okay, you found that out. Thank you in CCC. Good to know. I can constantly now say 2017. It feels like longer ago than that. But quite a few episodes I've been uploading, Tana, you feature in. So, but we'll probably kick this off fairly quickly because, yeah, I'd really like to engage with all of you guys throughout it. It'll probably go for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, depending on how much interaction there is. But let's kick this baby off. I need to share the screen. Oh, hang on a sec. Give me a moment. I've got to do something. Anne-Marie, hi. Good to see you. Settle in. We've got I just got a weird notification going. Screen sharing was cancelled. No kidding, Einstein. I fucking cancelled it. Okay. Is it working? Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. I'm really excited. I'm really excited about this one. See how everyone takes it. Sorry, we're just loading something here at the moment. Okay. That's not how I want it, though. Hang on, let me click on that. Yeah. I'm not technologically hopeless. I'm just trying to hide the behind of my website because you really don't need to see that. You don't need to see the interface. It's not that interesting. The suspension. What degree of an angle am I? Sweet baby angle. She's a right angle. Lovable Rogue. Hello. All right. So we've got the gang gathering. As always, people can watch the replay. I'm just going to set up the screen share so that it takes up the whole screen. I'm going to unhighlight Lovable Rogue's comment. Okay, everyone. I'm nervous. This is what I'm like before I do stand-up. Brace yourselves, groovers. Here we go. That track is unavailable, but I was just playing it. Now it's available. Thanks, YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Soft Six, a modern-day tale of love between a scammer and a princess. Episode 21, Wasn't It Good? Good evening, groovers. Where we left off last time, seems Big Daddy-O is not an outdoors man, if you know what I mean. Where's that music? Shut the fuck up. So here's our little recap from the other night. Big Daddy-O said, okay, thanks, my Princess Buttercup. Love you. Princess Buttercup, that is very sweet. Thank you, Big Daddy-O. And then he said, I have to go. Talk to you later. Promise me you will be safe for me and no sex outside. Dun, 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 dun. Exactly. We're all in suspenders. Grab your Depends and your tissues. Here we go. So my reaction, of course, was, wait, what? Jessica over in Facebook, when I first published this, said, what's wrong with outside sex? Sarah said, no sex outside. Inside is cool, though. Now, Princess Buttercup was a bit thrown by that comment and responded the only way she really could. Of course I will be safe, but no sex outside. What does that mean? You don't like sex outdoors? Dear viewers, there's a clue in this last screenshot. Wednesday, 2:09 p.m. will have relevance soon. So file that away in your memory banks, everyone. There will be some significance. So tonight, do we find out if Big Daddy-O loves outdoor sex? Sorry, I'm just trying to make this even bigger. You might want to grab a bath bag for this episode. And while you're at it, grab yourself a stiff drink, some snacks, and maybe someone to hold. For here it is, folks. Episode 21 of the Soft Six. Wasn't it good? Eat it. The Soft Six. Shut the fuck up. Of course I will be safe, said Princess Buttercup, but no sex outside. What does that mean? You don't like sex outdoors? And then I posted this meme or GIF. Outside bad, the sun's scary. Amber, nature boner. As always, the Facebook group where this was first published had a lot of fun interacting, and you guys are going to have a lot of interacting this evening. Then Abby says, so only sex out inside since there are many dangerous animals in the bush, as they say, I think. And then Chantal comes back with, or what do you think? And for those of you following the show, you all know that that is the most famous saying from it. Or what do you think? I'm nervous. I know what's coming. You don't. Okay. We've got a friend's GIF. Inside good, outside bad. Helen says, is this guy the worst scammer ever? Keeps asking for stuff but no idea how to receive it. Good point, Helen. Christy agrees. Stacey says he painted himself in a corner by asking for stuff. The scammies can't send stuff by Western Union. And then I said, only thing is he hasn't mentioned Western Union yet. Not once. Stacey goes on to say, I'm truly shocked he hasn't. But since he's only asked for stuff, though there has been mention of funds, but nothing real solid yet, there's been no reason to bring up Western Union. He's going to have to backtrack and get onto the money-only train. He has not laid the track well at all. He's still got some work to do. And then I did a little shameless plug of the Soft Six store, by the way. Shameless plug. Oh, hang on. I've got to start my camera. You're all probably going, she's stretching it out. She's stretching it out. Well, I might be. You never know. Shameless plug. Princess Buttercup mug. Okay. And the Soft Six does have merchandise. But let's get back to it. So where were we? That's right. Outside, maybe. Princess Buttercup was planning to fill Big Daddy-O with rage at the prospect of her leaving him for Fabio, or it might have been a Nigerian prince who'd been writing to her promising to share his fortune with her, or was she going to finally fall for Nimrod's charms? So many ways to bring the Soft Six to an incredible and dramatic finale. The last thing Big Daddy-O asked of his princess was for her not to have sex outside. Here we go, guys. Grab something. Grab something. Since then, nothing. Not a word. I'm just going to let that sink in. I'm going to let that sink in, everyone. I want you all to react in chat. How has that news made you feel? I even worked out how to do giant letters in bold and a font to highlight the significance of this moment. But I'm just going to sit here and wait and see how everyone is coping with this news. Claire. Da, 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 dun, da. Either problem is gutted. I'm not surprised either. I'm not surprised. Lady Pegasus comes back with, oh, what do you think? What do you think, Lady Pegasus? Claire Bear says, shift change, or he's got your number tours. Well, I was getting a bit over the top, I must admit, but trust me, You haven't seen Tori going over the top just yet. Exactly, Lady Pegasus. Talk about leaving us all hanging. It's pretty grim news. Now, you guys have watched the series. You know that he has vanished before. But this time was different. Let's move on. Ivor reckons he's gone on holiday. Probably has. Let's find out. Now, there are 3 possible scenarios here. 1, Big Daddy-O finally worked out Princess Buttercup was taking the piss and he's now ghosting her. It's been a week. A week, everybody. It's safe to say he ain't coming back. Or has he been sacked because he's a terrible scammer and he's now living in a prison room? That should have been 2, actually. There's really 4 scenarios. The next one, every show has a villain, right? I mucked up by posting his name at the start of the Soft 6 rookie era, and despite trying to remove his name, it did pop up a lot throughout the series. Do we have a villain who might have wanted to join in the fun and accidentally spilled the beans? Surely no one would have done that, but this is a soapy, and soapies can be extremely ridiculous. 3, or is he dead? A victim of murder most foul, perhaps, as he is by far the worst scammer in the history of scamming. A week, exactly, Ivor. This is a guy who messaged me every day. There were a couple of times, as you all know, where he disappeared for like 2 days. This was a week. So let's see which of these scenarios is the one. We're going with option 3, Groovers. Let's send Big Daddy-O off in the style he deserves. In this episode, which is interactive for you guys as well in chat right now, you won't be able to post GIFs or memes, but I would love you guys to start posting your favourite memories of the Soft 6, things that have happened so far in the series that you remember fondly and loved. We'd like parting words and messages for Big Daddy-O, condolences for poor little Princess Buttercup, and songs that you think sum up this love story. We're definitely going with dead. Michelle, you're a critical thinker. I like it. But on this occasion, we're going with option 3. So here we go, guys. I loved his one-liners too, Lady Pegasus, especially because most of them weren't intentional. Well, not intentionally funny. And I hope you all notice at the end of the potential options I put, or what do you think? Is this like a eulogy? Well, Michelle, you'll just have to watch and find out. Because here it is, the funeral to end all funerals. G'day, Aussie. Welcome to the funeral to end all funerals. I can't tell this song to shut the fuck up, so I'm going to let it finish. Actually got a bit weepy listening to that. All right, guys, here we go. In the words of William Shakespeare, for never was a story of more woe than this of Princess Buttercup and her big daddy-o. Okay, I might have embellished that a little bit. Now, I have put a tip to put on some sad music, but trust me, throughout this episode, there'll be opportunities for it. So here again is where it all ended. Promise me you will be safe for me and no sex outside. The last words Big Daddy-o ever uttered. And then Princess Buttercup replied, of course I'll be safe, but no sex outside. What does that mean? You don't like sex outdoors? I guess we could put that on his tombstone. Never liked sex outdoors. Or what do you think? Hey, Blue, welcome to a funeral. Ivor got a bit moist around her eyeballs there. Me too, hun, me too. All right, here we go. I messaged him, that was Wednesday at 2:09 p.m. and I waited and waited. And then on Saturday at 8:48 a.m., oh, Big Daddy-o, I do hope you're safe. You're in my thoughts and prayers. And any of you who know I'm a massive Anthony Jeselnik fan, if you are too, you'll know what that's all about. Then this active 1 week ago, last active 1 big fat week ago. And then I wrote to him, you must be dead. I can't believe this. You are the 3rd man I have loved to die in tragic circumstances. And now I have to plan another funeral. And look at this, moving and appropriate tribute to a fallen American soldier. Not so appropriate for a Nigerian scammer. Yeah, give Aussie Outlaw a bit of a pat on the back for his brilliance the other time. So here we go, guys. I then posted appropriately a little burning candle with rest in peace. And in fact, right now, no, I won't do that. I was going to change the title to RIP Big Daddy-o, but anyone that watches the replay, they'll see that and freak the fuck out. I'll ignore that. Jenny says, oh, my God, I'm catching a live episode. This never happens. Poor Jenny finally catches a live episode and we're burying Big Daddy-o. Desiree is absolutely heartbroken. Absolutely. Nothing says heartbroken more like that shot from Dawson's Creek, right? So then I started prompting everyone to think of fond memories, and this is where you guys can all come in. I will jump backwards and forwards between chat and see if anyone thinks of anything. But the first message I posted was, whenever I eat rice and sauce, I'll think of you. Rest in peace, Big Daddy-o. And there it is, his favourite dish, rice and chicken sauce. Lovable Rogue says, rest in pieces of 8. Ivor's like, it can't end like this. I know, I hear you, hun, I hear you. But feel free in chat to post any moments. We've had Lady Pegasus remembering the one-liners. Give me a second. I just need to close Biscuit's little cat flap because it's letting all the cold air in and she's sound asleep. Hang on a sec. Okay, let's see if you guys have caught up. Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you. Yeah, on behalf of Princess Buttercup, it's a very sad day for her. Sashu, what the fuck is chicken sauce? Well, you're looking at it, hun. That's it right there. That bowl of slop. It's basically, I did ask him in the series, and he did clarify that it was chicken sauce, like a pasta sauce that had chicken in it. Gosh, you guys are chatting like crazy now. Now I've got to try and catch up. Exactly, Tana. Just the soft now. Just the soft now. I'm not sure what that means, Michelle, but it's hilarious. Is that what it says on YouTube, or is it something else? I've got to have a look back. No, it does say that there too. Ning, 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 ning. Fair enough. Yep, that's kind of how I feel too. Or what do you think exactly? Ivor says, army food, done him under, sauce with no chicken. Maybe the outro song, Eternal Flame, that's definitely something to file away till we get to the end for sure. The Nigerian flag. Yeah, smash the thumbs up, you friggin' freeloaders. And on that note, I'm going to get on with the episode, a bit more of it anyway. Oh, look, Chantal, she's over the moon. That's what chicken sauce looks like. Helen, however, is gutted. Is this it? Hannah is absolutely gutted. That kid is gutted. Everyone's gutted. And then Hannah says, give us his name. I didn't see it, or if I didn't, I can't remember, so we can start a new soft 6. Well, hold on there, Hannah. I said, no way, he might return. This might be all a dream, right? It is a soap opera after all. And then Hannah said, well, I certainly hope so. Season 7 of Game of Thrones just ended. I can't cope with his ending too. It was bad timing. I think Dexter ended around this time as well, from memory. Christy, she paused Game of Thrones the other day to read the soft 6. And I did feel honoured. I did. And so the funeral for Big Daddy-O continued on the Facebook group for a very long time with many memes, gifts and comments like the ones above. For brevity, rather than repeating the entire funeral, I'll add some memories that Princess Buttercup wanted to share at the funeral and also comments of people who were truly touched by this tragic love story. And then I said, whenever I see or hear or play a bongo, you will be in my thoughts, Chongo Bongo. Claire's heartbroken. Ivor's singing, we'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. It's a sad day for all of us. Lara feels cheated. He can't do anything right. Buzzard, exactly. Even at the end, the prick couldn't do anything right. Gonna miss you, Big Daddy-O. Princess Buttercup said she was going to feed you to me, just like Barry and her first husband she never even got to tell you about. Much condolences. The shark what ate Barry. And this was a moving part of this on Facebook because many of the characters from the story that you've all known to or you've all come to love so much, they all came along and shared their memories too. And the shark was the first to do it, which is lovely. Then Princess Buttercup, whenever I slow dance to Eminem, I'll remember you with a smile, Big Daddy-O. You want what you can't have. Remember Big Daddy-O quoting Eminem to her? It was a moment. It was a moment. Caught Jennifer off guard. Well played. Then Heather, she made this RIP. Or what do you think? There he is. I mean, that's not him at all. That's the poor fucker whose profile was pinched by the scammer. But that's who he was pretending to be, that dude at the beach in his cowboy hat, looking tough, ankle deep in flat water. Yeah, don't leave me this way by the communards, of course. A shark ate Barry. Couldn't wish a more pleasant death upon that little Nigerian prick. Ivor wants that dude. He's all yours, honey. Well, no, he's not. The poor guy that he was contacted and he already knew that his pictures had been stolen. Scammer Slam is your favourite drink. Well, pour one now. We all need a stiff drink to get through this episode. And there she is, the original Princess Buttercup. from The Princess Bride. Robin Wright, you mock my pain. I think we all need to focus on PB in this photo. I mean, she's just miserable. Any more condolences for Princess Buttercup, or don't any of you give a fuck about her feelings? Clearly Ozzy doesn't. He's stiff and has a drink. Ivor's getting horny. Don't any of you give a fuck about Princess Buttercup? You're mocking her pain. Anyone? Beulah? Beulah? Look at her. Absolutely heartbroken. And you're just fornicating in chat. Ivor hates Princess Buttercup. Fuck. That's a harsh word. What did she ever do to you, Ivor? What, she hooked up with that imaginary dude on the beach who you want to jump on after you've jumped on Ozzy? Exactly. No more cake baking for PB. No words, says Kangaroo. Thankfully, some people are getting in the spirit of this. Claire Bear says, Princess Buttercup, it's not you, it's him. And then Ivor comes back with sucked in, I say, Buttercup. Harsh. Lady Pegasus is having a Braveheart moment. Ozzy feels jumped on, and rightly so. Let's keep going. Hang on. Shut up. I did just say shut up to Amazing Grace. The things you will see on this show. Ivor, you're harsh, man. Pour another drink. Pour another. You see, Claire's getting all teary. Plenty more scammers in the sea, says Sashu. Perfect. Mel, welcome. I'm just going to fill you in, hun. You've arrived late to the funeral of Big Daddy-O, but just settle in with everyone else. Hug something close. You don't drink, but have a stiff, soft drink. I don't know. We're continuing on with this funeral. And then Lara says, I can't see how Princess Buttercup grew up and became POTUS. Can't be the same person. But, of course, she did in House of Cards. Marsha got into the Princess Bride references and posted beautiful Wesley saying, life is pain. Anyone who says differently is selling something. It was amazing how many Princess Bride quotes were so appropriate for this too. And then Heather, the soft 6 feet under. Look at that genius meme she made. The soft 6 feet under. Absolute gold. And it was well received on Facebook. Look at all those laughs, thumbs up and hearts. It was brilliant. Even I commented, this is awesome. And then Heather said, is it weird I geek out when you react to my comments? It's like getting retweeted by a celebrity. Yeah, that blew me away a bit. Okay, then I had another memory. Whenever I buy new underwear for a man friend, you will always be in my heart. Because that was really all that Big Daddy-O tried to scam out of her, along with a birthday cake with some clean undies. But then Jessica remembered the condoms and the cake. And there's a cake gif. Never forget the cake. Michelle was getting upset, as many were, planting a rose on Big Daddy-O's grave. This was a very sad day, and it's sad reliving it. Wesley reappears from the Princess Bride. That does put a damper on our relationship. See all these quotes? Perfect. Sydney posts Conan O'Brien sobbing uncontrollably, screaming, why? Wesley's back again. Life is pain. Is everyone feeling pain? Big Daddy-O has bigger tits than Princess Buttercup. Is anyone in pain? You guys are just having way too much fun. I'm going to continue on. Look, a message from from Mary Carrier. Mary Carrier, a great moment. A great moment. Just to relive it. Here we go. And a hero came along and died prematurely. I think I need to write a new song. My condolences.
You don't have to be afraid of what you are.
Mary Carrier. Shut the fuck up. Oh, shit. What's happened? Did I completely lose the screen? Hang on. What's going on here? Jesus. Booted by Mary Carrier. That was a favourite of mine, Mary Carrier. I can't follow chat now because you guys are all just having your own little wake in a pub somewhere. So I'm just going to continue with the broadcast of the funeral and I'll meet you at the end. Will Smith. And good riddance, you little filthy McNasty. So, yes, some people were celebrating the end of him, and that's a good way to look at it. After all, he was a horrible piece of shit. From the people of Syria, thank you for your incredible service. You will be missed, even though we have no clue who you were, Big Daddy-O. And then I think that's rest in peace in Arabic at the bottom. And then I just posted that touching little message from Syria, just probably educating Big Daddy-O in the grave about, a bit of Syria that he might have, might have mentioned to add to his story. Pretty straightforward there. And then I ask, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this now? And there it is again, the shell and driftwood frame I made Big Daddy-O. What the fuck am I meant to do with that? Not hanging it in my house, that's for sure. And then Lara remembers, isn't it still in the diplomatic pouch? It was the diplomatic satchel, Brittany reminds us all. And I'll never see Portland now. Princess Buttercup misses you, Big Daddy-O. Keep Portland weird. And these are Darth Vaders on unicycles holding flamethrowers or, flame torches, flame dancing, whatever they're called, lanterns with flames, those things. So it's not the nude bike race, but I found that equally as I'm surprised he didn't suggest we go to the Darth Vaders on unicycles holding flamethrowers event. Way more exciting than a vacuum museum. Samantha wanted me to visit anytime she wants, which is lovely. Lynn points out, this is exactly why doves cry. Give the frame to Fabio. The frame should go on the grave. It should. It should. It really should, Emily. Good point. Cindy is just absolutely unconsolable. And then nor will Chongo Bongo ever get to meet a drop bear. This isn't even my final form. He didn't get to meet a drop bear. Think about the drop bears. Claire Bear was going to say the frame is stuck in the diplomatic pouch. Keep Portland weird. I know, wasn't that hilarious? Welcome back, Anne-Marie. Aussie, who doesn't on a hot day go nude on the front lawn under the water sprinkler, or is that just me? Well, no, I've got photos of me doing that only last summer. No, I might have been small, like 5. Sharon's in the shower. I know she's not in the shower. She's just screaming, no, that's not a shower. That's a light fitting. Listen to this sad tale of woe, guys. Actually, I'm going to put this music back on for this one. Change songs, hang on. It wasn't Inconvenient Pull or Nostalgic Pull or whatever that other one was. Look at this sad tale of woe, guys. We were so happy to be getting a big daddy-o. I've just realised my microphone is nowhere near my face. It's across my table. Hopefully the sound's a bit better now. We were so happy to be getting a big daddy-o. We can't believe you dead. Guess Fabio will look after us now. The orphans with a little kiss. Think of the children. Think of the children. Oh my God. And this message, it's a shame the beautiful Morgan isn't in chat, or if she is and I haven't spotted her. Morgan, I hope you see this. If you're not in the live right now, I hope you see this on replay. It's great to have you back in my arms, Chongo Bongo. Happy, happy days. Morgan, kiss, kiss, kiss. Morgan Freeman. What an amazing role, what an amazing performance by Morgan Freeman in this series. Never forget Morgan. Amanda using Will Ferrell from Elf because nothing says no more like that facial expression, right? But wasn't it good? And honestly, I gave a month of my life to that twat. Let us rejoice the fun he gave, the comedy show he has inspired, and the safe knowledge that not all scammers are good at what they do. May a Chongo Bongo never try and swindle you. Thanks for the memories. Rowan, it was truly miraculous. Cindy, scammers never die. Dana, that's a catfish. It's a catfish. I had no idea what the fuck it was when she posted that, but it is, in fact, a catfish. Pretty clever, I thought, at the time. Then Fabio, good riddance, Chongo. The lady is mine. Life is much sweeter when you're a soft 9. Fabio. Well played, Fabio. Well played. Sharon also placing a rose on the grave. And then I thanked Sharon because she's the one that came up with the name The Soft 6. Eternally grateful for that moment of genius. Then, of course, you know, at a good funeral, there's food. Anyone want some pool cake? Megan, this. Nimrod, never liked you or her anyway. Good fucking riddance, fuckface. Nimrod. There's always one in the crowd at a funeral, right? Thank you all for joining me on this adventure. It's been real, and I hope I get to tour this show. I still haven't. I guess YouTube's my way of touring it. You have reignited my love of writing comedy and my faith in writing, and I'll be forever grateful. It's been a wild ride. Keep an eye out for The Soft 6 Season 2. Peace out, Tori, and 4 little kisses. And then I posted that little proud stoner dog saying thank you. Cindy did so long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, good night. It's also final and horrible. How's everyone doing in chat, guys? How's everyone doing? From The Princess Bride, that fabulous meme. Inconceivable, indeed. And then after many memes of sorrow, shameless plugs of the Soft 6 merchandise store on Teespring, and general bewilderment that everything had come to an end, this happened. Now, Cameo, if anyone wants to grab this link, it's over to you. Whoever takes that link first, you get to play a cameo in tonight's episode. I'm sitting here hoping there's people scrambling to get in here. Who wouldn't want to play a cameo in this horrible time? Oh, awesome sauce. Here we go. Welcome, Sashi. How are you?
Hello. Good. Thank you.
Oh my God, you're a dude. I thought you were a girl.
Yeah, I don't know why people think that.
Well, it's nice to have you here. What part of the States are you from? Are you Canadian?
I'm Australian.
Oh, you hadn't said me. You sounded American. I was like, You're Australian. Awesome sauce. Which part of Australia are you in? Just the state. You don't have to give you a town or anything.
Victoria.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping you wouldn't say that. Not a good state to be in right now.
Yeah, it's not I'm usually not in a very good state, so.
It's just made it a doubly bad state. Well, it's great to have you on here. You have a cameo. There's certainly people in chat wanting to know who you are and saying you're sexy.
Well, thank you very much.
Yep, Kanga Blues also. Well, gosh, you've thrown a spatter in the works. This is exciting. Are you nervous about delivering the line?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Not at all. Awesome sauce. Well, here we go, everybody. I might just play just a brief moment of the intro music because it kind of warrants it because it's almost like the start of another episode, even though it's nearly the end. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. Hang on. Big Daddy-O.
Oh, the Big Daddy-O.
From the grave.
My darling Princess Buttercup. It's the voice from heaven to you. My darling Princess Buttercup. Look at me. What you have done to me.
Oh, God, you're speaking from the grave. You're really creeping me out. And I think the shoe's a bit out of sorts too now.
The scammers can speak from anywhere they want to. My darling is
back.
My darling.
Hey, Morgan, good to see you. You've been mentioned in the episode.
Morgan is a very beautiful woman.
What the fuck are you doing here, Big Daddy-O? You're dead. I feel like
I feel very dead right now, Princess Buttercup.
Well, I'm going to light some sage and sage you the fuck out of here.
Cover me with sage, my darling.
Okay. May the gods of...
The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
I challenge the power of the goddess of saging.
Come back to me, my love.
Fuck off. Oh, he left himself. Damn it. I was so excited about booting him, and he did it before I had a chance. Morgan's officially creeped out. Yeah, you would be. We all are. Sorry about that, Sashu.
That's all right. That's, just visits from, the afterlife is a pretty common thing, I guess.
That's a pretty creepy thing. Jesus. All right, here we go. Your big moment's coming up. Do you need to, clear your throat or anything?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Let's go for it. Let's do this. Let's do this.
All right, 5 seconds of this and we're doing this. Here we go. Shut the fuck up. Here it is. After many memes of sorrow, shameless plugs of the Soft Six merchandise store on Teespring, and general bewilderment that everything had come to an end, this happened. Holy shit, motherfuckers, you're not going to believe this.
Uh-oh.
Says, please say Chongo Bongo has purchased some of your merch.
Which line am I saying, by the way? Sorry.
I'll let you know. It's coming up.
Okay, go.
Seriously, live time update. Natalie is just like, what the fuck? Here it is. Here's your line.
Okay.
This just happened.
My Princess Buttercup, how are you doing today?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Princess Buttercup was like, what? Is that really you? We're about to hold a memorial service for you in the garden. I thought you were dead.
About to have what?
Niku's like, we've already had a funeral. We all mourned him. We had forgotten him. Motherfucker rose from the dead. What? I've been sobbing all night. I was so sad for Princess Buttercup. I can't believe he came back from the dead. Big Daddy-O is alive. Like, truly, right now, I was about to turn off my computer and do some work on my deck before the squall returns, and Chongo Bongo's back from the dead. I mean, fuck, we buried him and had cake and everything. Was it all a dream? I just can't. And to think I was finally free of that boring dolt. Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island? Praise be. Episode 21. Well, this is now episode 21 because we're out of sync with numbers, but it's going to be a doozy, just giving you the heads up. He's setting up the scan, and we've hardly been chatting for 5 minutes. And then it was a climax finally, so let's see how it ends. I thought his death was a great ending and the funeral was magnificent. Nancy says, nope, I want to see himself burn. I wasn't too pleased with how it had to end after he went AWOL. I was polishing a turd of sorts. And then Nancy says, so this will be a better ending. Princess Buttercup bringing his sorry ass to the pyre. Niku points out it was a very moving funeral, and it was. But, yeah, wow. It was a very moving funeral, but it looks like we still have some more time wasting of Chongo Bongo. Stay tuned for the next exciting episode of the Soft Six. This episode was proudly brought to you by a cast of thousands, including Mary Carrier and the letters What the Fuck. And in tonight's episode, the voice of Chongo Bongo, Big Daddy-O, was played by Sashu. Well done, mate. Well done.
Thank you. Man, this is hilarious. Like, honestly, Claire brought me here last week, and honestly, it's just been the funniest thing ever.
Thank you. I'm glad everyone's enjoying it, because it went down a treat at the time back on the Facebook days, because I'd be chatting with him and then screenshotting what we were saying and uploading it into Facebook. So it was happening live back in the days before YouTube and Facebook Lives. But I'm loving that everyone's getting into it. But, yeah, the prick came back.
That's awesome.
So everyone's going to have to tune in on Saturday, which is the next time we're doing it. It is going to be during the day because I've got a 50th to go to Saturday night. Sorry to say that to you guys in lockdown. Probably hearing about people in other parts of the country being able to go out is a bummer.
Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is, whatever.
Yeah, you got to do the right thing. And there was a time where Tassie had a huge cluster up in the northwest and we all did the right thing. So, but, yeah, thank you so much, because it is fun reliving it too, especially uploading new episodes, because I'd forgotten where it goes.
I'll tell you what, I'll go and work on my Ugandan accent and I'll come back.
Hey, you don't have to, because the other night, the Big Daddy-O, I mean, he started out sounding Nigerian, but then he kind of went Asian and a bit Indian, and then I think he even went a little bit Scottish at the end.
I think I'm a bit of a method actor, so...
Well, you can work on that for sure. I mean, I don't think it matters, because their accents are really shifty when you do actually speak to them. But, yeah. Iva's pissed off. She said the prick only said one sentence. I think she wanted you to do more. But yeah, there are some episodes coming up. There's one episode.
Maybe next time. Okay. Okay, maybe next time. Okay.
Maybe next time. It's so creepy. So creepy. But you're always welcome to come back up and play Big Daddy-O too. I love having everyone in chat getting involved in chat or even jumping up. It's fantastic.
It is.
If anyone else wants to jump up on chat and have a little chat it's like we haven't even been going for an hour, so we can have, if anyone wants to go up on panel and just have a chat about shit. Obviously everyone saw this coming. I did see Aussie Outlaw telling everyone in chat that he wasn't dead before we got to the end, which was a bit of a spoiler. Not that he knew, it was just a lucky guess. But did you think he was going to come back, Sashu?
I was trying to think of something like really stupidly ridiculous, like because this guy seems just like a complete idiot. But I did not think he would come back. Actually, I thought he kind of figured that you were wasting his time.
Yeah. It was horrible when it happened because I'll never show the screenshots when I do it on YouTube because I did get bits of information to the ACCC, and it was kind of getting to a point before this episode where I felt like I was going to be asked to put money at Western Union or something. So when he disappeared for a week, I was bummed. But that being said, even giving the ACCC the photos that they use, one thing that they do, which is really stupid, is that the scammers, they set up like a fake Facebook page like this guy did with, his Williams character.
Mm-hmm.
Then they set up a second account with the same name that they use. So that I found this second account with the Williams name, and it was him. It was the guy that was scamming me, the main dude, with photos of him lying on a bed with heaps of money and guns and iPhones and all sorts of shit.
Like the actual guy?
Yeah, like it was a Nigerian kid. So all of that went to the ACCC. But I remember at the time just being so bummed because I thought I was getting close to him actually giving me a place for money to be sent to, because that's often how they catch them. Even if they always send a courier, they always pay some poor little kid money to go and pick it up. But quite often the way they intimidate the couriers, they will take them to the scammers, but sometimes they just run away. Everyone in chat, either if you want to take a link, I'll put the link in again. If anyone else wants to pop up, we might have a bit of fun. I was a bit bummed to learn from Ivor, though, that she hates Princess Buttercup, who isn't anything like me, really. I mean, aspects of my real life. I've just popped the link in there. Hopefully you can grab that. Because she's princess, I thought this is a real opportunity to try and make her a real whiny bitch. Because she's always yelling at him for being mean, but she's actually pretty mean to him too. So it was quite fun writing her character. When I wrote her lines, I tried to think of the most annoying girls I was at school with.
Yeah. So are you gonna turn this into like, a solo show?
That was the plan, and what I was hoping to do was to actually call a scamming, like a tech scammer or something live from the stage. Or the other option was if I had somebody on the go, the show would actually have a section of us talking to an actual scammer and calling him and putting him on speaker so everyone could listen to him.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, and then I just got my job just got so insane and I just wasn't able to do it. But I think it's probably worth doing it. I think it would be a fun show to do live. And
yeah, absolutely. I reckon it'd be hilarious. Honestly.
Iva's popping up. She's gonna test out her new not her new ones. Hey Iva, can you hear us? Can hear giggling, but that might have been Claire.
Well, this is going to be a test.
Oh, here we go. Can you hear us?
Hello? Hello? Yeah. No, I wasn't giggling. Can anyone hear me?
We can hear you, Iva. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Woohoo,
Yes.
they're working. They're working.
Oh. Why is it double feeding back?
So, have you got a cat on a unicorn holding a gun?
Yeah, so I have a cat riding a fire-breathing unicorn with a golden desert eagle.
As you do.
With a chef hat, of course, because I was a chef.
Hold on, guys. I won't be up here long. I wanted to try out my $10 from the reject shop.
Well,
microphone and earbuds. How's it sound?
It sounds really good, actually. It sounds better than the other night.
Excellent.
Did you do something different?
Thank you. That's all. Well, I fired up my new laptop. I plugged in the earbuds.
Yep.
and I've got a little microphone, you know, that little thing on the earbuds.
Wicked.
You know, that thing that hangs in front of you.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. We've got Michelle jumping up on panel now too. Hang on a sec. Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, good. How are you doing, though? You're Melbourne chick.
She's got a big microphone.
Lockdown sucks.
She has got a big microphone. Iva's got microphone in now.
Yes,
it's not the size of the microphone that matters. It's how you use it.
Exactly.
Thanks, Stashu.
I got asked for a gift card last night, Tori.
You got asked to send a gift card last night. See, Michelle is actually, at this moment, as we spoke, inspired by the soft six, accepted a friend request from an obvious scammer on Facebook. Has it been even a week yet and he's already trying to get a gift card out of you?
Probably about a week, but yeah. He goes
now
away for a couple of days and it comes back.
You're on Google Hangouts now, aren't you?
Yeah. He deleted his Facebook profile.
Yeah, have you spoken with him on the phone yet?
No, I'm not that brave yet. But yeah, no. Yeah, I shut down some of the sexy stuff. I told him that I'm a very Catholic woman, so I can't partake in any of that before marriage. So,
oh, good work. Because I found with the soft six with this guy or this series of guys, the sexy talk, I kind of had to go along with it, but it made me feel sick at the same time. But how did he receive that? Hey, Jebediah, welcome to the chat.
Well, because he brought up Jesus first. So he told me how much he loves Jesus. And I said, well, that's good because I love Jesus too. And he goes, well, then he got into the sex stuff. And I said, no, we can't do that until you're married. And he's like, oh, I don't know about that. It's not what love is about. Love is about sex as well. So I said, oh, not where we're from. So, but yeah, no, he's very shuts down what's the weather like or all of that stuff is shut down straight away, or what's he doing? But he's apparently at an Air Force base in America. So,
he's in America. He's claiming to be
he's in America. So
interesting. So she's muted his mic because he's laughing too much.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm not as brave as you though, Tori. So it's not anywhere near as funny, but it's still. Yeah.
Well, you're wasting his time, and that's the main thing. And like we've had a chat off here, like any information that you get, you just start piling it all up and then flick it all to the ACC.
When he deleted his Facebook profile, it deleted all his side of the conversation. I said, because he told me like the same thing. He told me he loved me like after one day. So I said, well, how am I supposed to remember what happened? And so he said, I can send you screenshots. So he sent me the screenshots of all of it. I'm like, that's creepy, but.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to jump down because I'm just gonna keep laughing. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for having me on.
No, we like laughing.
Sorry.
We do like laughing. Iva's right. We do like
laughing.
I just can't stop. I'm just gonna be laughing over everyone. So look, I'll come back. But yeah, it's been great, and I'll talk to you guys another time.
Stu, you did a great job with the video tonight.
Yeah, absolutely excellent.
Awesome. All right, cheers, guys. We'll talk later.
See you in chat.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye-bye. I think what he really wanted to do, Tori, was go and take a slash in the toilet. But yeah,
possibly that too. What was it?
He's gorgeous.
The creepy thing. Yeah, he was gorgeous. He did a great job. And hey, Plumey, welcome. Good afternoon. Thanks for sharing him with us. Michelle, I was going to say with the creepy thing though that he'd taken screenshots. They screenshot fucking everything.
Yeah. And so he sent them all to me so I can remember our meeting. So
creepy. Has he sent you any roses or anything like that in your chat with him, like I got?
Not so much. He sent me a video, and it's the same guy that's in the picture on was in the picture on his Facebook, and he says he's literally in an army base and there's someone asleep behind him and he says like, wake up motherfucker, and throw a pillow at this other guy. Like it's
Oh my God! So he's even lifted videos and stuff.
Yeah.
That soft 34 dude that we were chatting to, and then we got rid of him because he was creepy. That particular profile he'd ripped, there were thousands of photos, like Mel and did all that amazing research and tracked down the genuine guy. But yeah, this guy, he was all over videos and all kinds of stuff. So I'm sure if I'd kept chatting to him, I would have been sent those. I actually had another think about baiting another one, and because that fake profile I created got shut down, I do have a second Facebook account that I don't use. I have got genuine friends and everything on there. I'm going to change all the privacy settings to absolutely nothing can be seen at all. They can still see your photos, but your profile photo and stuff like that. And I'm going to change my name. People that know me will still know it's me, but it won't have my surname on there. And I thought that'd be a really good way. I'll lock down all my albums and things like that, because I'll probably be more likely to get a request. I think they do suss out the Facebook profiles a little bit. I don't think they send requests to ones that look fake.
Yeah.
So I've decided that's what I'm going to do.
In the past, mine had mine's all locked down unless you know who I am and I accept the request. So I don't think you can see a whole lot of mine. But like I said, I've not posted barely anything in the last 5 years. So
did you have to request him first though for you to be able to chat in Messenger?
No, so he sent me the friend request first, but I had to accept anything for him to even send me a message. I had to accept his request.
Yeah, and then you blocked him on Facebook and just chatted in Messenger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing how much shit they look at before you even do that, because I had a couple of very obvious scammers in my friend request list and I added them. Oh, we've lost Ivor. Come back, Ivor, if you want to. Sorry, we are just having a bit of a chat about this scam baiting. But no, that's cool. Thank you, Mel, for promoting Smooth Criminal. I've got a sad story about my podcast this week. My settings that I record my podcast on are completely out of whack. So I've had to remove all of the software and put it all back up. I'll be putting it all back up tomorrow, and hopefully I'll get an episode out tomorrow. But for those of you who follow the Smooth Criminal podcast, and you were waiting for an episode today, I apologize. There isn't one because I recorded it yesterday. I went to edit it. It sounded like shit. I tweaked some settings and I fucked everything up. So I've got to start over again. But yeah, back to the scam baiting. I sent 3 requests today, but normally what happens is, I accepted them, but normally as soon as you accept them, then you can chat in Messenger, but none of them could chat in Messenger. So I didn't get that usual notification that you get saying, you've got to wave to your new friend that you normally get when you accept a friend request on Facebook. You automatically get that thing on Messenger. I didn't get it this time. Sorry, I didn't realize my camera's been off this whole time. So that was a bit of a bummer because usually it's instant, and none of them popped up in Messenger. So I don't know why. I don't know if the settings have changed on Facebook or what happened, because I'd already blocked them on Facebook. So there's no way they'll be able to communicate with me now. But I'm just saying,
if you can hear my dog snoring.
That's okay. I'll probably get attacked by a certain biscuit who's awake now. She's like my little you've been doing that long enough now. I want your time. And then I get off here and try to hang out with her, and she pisses off out into her little enclosure or goes down to another room and goes to bed. It's like, you bitch. I shut down lives for her, and she vanishes. So how's everyone doing in chat? Anyone else want to pop up? Mel's happy to share any links. There's the link again. Okay, so Ivor's just happy that her mic works. Well, thank you, Ivor, for popping up and checking it out, because it worked a treat, and I look forward to seeing who you get. That'd be gold. The hardest thing with them is, and you're probably finding this too, Michelle, is you've got to keep them interested in you and believing that they're building you up for the scam. But a lot of people say, like a lot of the scam baiter community say that they did everything they thought was right, and sometimes they just vanish. It can take several attempts to get one that sticks.
Yeah. Yeah, he sent me huge blocks of lifted, like the Hallmark card type things off of websites and stuff, and
the copy pasting. And when you pop it into Google,
huge
it
slabs
comes up the same website, that horrible Friends and Me or whatever it is that this dude was. Oh no, it's the Soft 34 dude. But the other thing is, I did have a bit of a chat with someone about the privacy aspect of it and the risks of using your own profile. And they're like, you end up on a shit list. Your name just ends up on a shit list. So if you accept a friend request from someone who's got that shit list in front of them, they just won't engage with you. That's all that happens. I mean, Kip Boga has told scammers that he wastes time with on Twitch and also on YouTube. He's given them the link to his website. He's shown them videos of him doing stuff. He's said Kip Boga to them. There's really not a lot that they're going to do. If they feel that the money's not going to happen, then they bail. But if there's, but there's not much they can do with your info.
The singing one was gold the other day. I went and watched that after you and Ozzy talked about it, and I was like,
it was hilarious. As the singing scammer. I mean, I'd love to play a bit of Kip Boga on here, but he'll probably strike me. I have
the rap battle as well at the start when he had them rapping against each other and they're giving away their scamming. Like, no, he's gonna make you you'll send the money to him and he'll take your money and not give you the watch. They're just telling them what they actually do.
Yeah, it's very funny. I thoroughly recommend everyone checks out Kip Boga's channel, but don't go to Kip Boga and fall in love with him and forget about me and the soft six, or I'll be heartbroken. I'll put Kip Boga's link into the chat because he's great. But I actually watch him live on Twitch most of the time. What happens on YouTube is uploads of stuff. It's even funnier to be with him when he's live.
Yeah.
But please don't cheat on me, or you can cheat on me with Kip Boga, but please don't leave me for him. But he's brilliant.
But number one Tory, but lockdown's long and boring and you have to find something to entertain yourself.
You do. And I have actually sent him a message because, the soft six, I used all of these pop culture references, quoted song lyrics and stuff, and that's what he does as well. And I sort of said to him, I'd love you to check out my channel's tiny, but, I'm currently covering a romance scam that I did a few years ago. So I'm hoping that he does have a look. I've kind of worked him out. If you give him money, he's a bit of a scammer too, in a way. If you give him money, he notices you in chat because his chat flies. He doesn't. That premiere on YouTube the other day when it was happening live and I was watching it, his chat was flying. He doesn't slow it down. Yeah. He does engage a lot more over on Twitch with chat.
Yeah.
But I'd love it. Yeah, I'd love him if he did get in touch with me. It'd make my day because I'm sort of like, well, we're all part of the same scam baiting community. So,
yeah, definitely. My dad works in fraud control at Centrelink.
Yeah.
So he sees bits of it and a lot of the marriage stuff with people. So
this is an alcohol, by the way. I just want everyone to know this is just a ginger beer. It's not grog.
So people trying to get around. So in Australia, you can marry two people from other countries and bring them over and give them citizenship. And that's it. But people trying to get around that and bring more people over and, lots of interesting stuff. So
there's some pretty crazy stuff going on out there too. Emily says she stayed up last night to watch a live of Kip Boga's. It was amazing. Yeah, it's great fun. He's so good. And he started out doing it as a hobby like I did just to waste their time. And he's the next level because he's got all this technology and a fake computer screen and he calls all of these numbers. And the states get a lot more of the tech scammers. Australia doesn't. Australia is still very much in the romance scam clutches. But yeah, he's really, but it's his job now. It's what he does for a living. He's become a professional scam baiter and stay-at-home dad.
Yeah. The government gets some of the, I don't know if you saw the Office one I sent to you that someone got where they tell you, you've got access to some extra money from Centrelink or from the government what are your details? And so someone in the States on one of the groups I'm in did an office one where he pretended to be Dwight Schrute, and he's like, they just tell him to go and get gift cards, and he's like, hold on, I've got to dig up my father, it's underneath him and stuff. So it's pretty funny too. But yeah, no, Dad gets reports of those ones, and some of the older people, they talk about their pensions and stuff get stolen. So
but it's the older people that they target. I mean, that's why Kip Boger's doing it, because his grandmother with dementia was scammed. That's what motivated him to do it. I was motivated to do it because I got scammed a long time ago. Not by any, I didn't lose any money, but I got a really nasty bill from Telstra, which got waived, thank God. But I'm tempted to grab my home phone one day, because I'm pretty sure there'll be messages on there with those threatening, you know, if you call us, if you don't call, there'll be a warrant. So I'm going to go through the messages. I don't use my home phone. It's for my NBN, but I might go through the messages and see if there's a number on there and try doing a call one night live. But even that technology, like, he's got a phone that's all hooked up to his computer and it's all great, whereas I would literally have my phone on speaker and just have to hold it up to my microphone. That's the only way I can do it.
Yep.
Please self-plug, Sashu. I want everyone to self-plug. Melmo, I'm just saying, if anyone else wants to pop up before we wrap this show up. Melmo's about to cook. Yeah, he will be very hungry if he's been at boxing. Iva's had a personal connection with scammers too. She's an aged carer, and one of her clients in East Devonport in Tassie lost 30 grand to a scammer, which is horrible. Night Blue, you pop your little toddler into bed. Looks like everyone's recovered from the death of Big Daddy-O. I'm kind of surprised. I was expecting tears. Everyone was probably as grateful. I mean, at the time when he vanished, as much as it annoyed me because I thought I was about to get information, I was also relieved because they do drain your energy. Are you finding that with your fucker?
Yeah. And the phone will go off at funny times, like 6 a.m. in the morning, and I've got my smartwatch on so it vibrates, and I'm like, bloody hell. But no, like, after a while you just have to put it away. Like, I'm like, no, I'm going to sleep. So even if it's not bedtime, but
yeah, I mean, I found it hard in that regard
because they do get really rude and really confronting.
It's part of their modus. Like, Sashu hates scammers too, because that's part of their modus operandi. Is the nasty stuff gets turned on to intimidate, especially if you've got an elderly pensioner who lives alone. That's why all these women and men get scammed, because they've got this guy screaming at them down the phone or sending horrible messages, and they get intimidated. But they're also, by that point, emotionally connected. They think they're in love. They want to help that person, and they kind of overlook the nastiness. But even in the soft sticks, up until now, there's been a lot of him showing how horrible they get. Yeah. I know there's an episode coming up that's quite a dramatic one. It's a full-on argument with not a lot of laughs. I tried to make as many things possible, and I ended up sharing that one just because I wanted people to see how horrible they can get. But that's coming up, but it's not a funny episode. It's kind of boring, but it just shows how persistent they are and how nasty they can get.
Yeah.
And I tried to channel Princess Buttercup, and she was equally as vile in some respects to kind of spar with him. But sometimes I'd feel really battered after talking to him. It does impact you emotionally when you're doing this. It's certainly not for everyone, scam baiting. But even if you take a phone call and you fuck around with them for an hour, that's still an hour that you've kept them on a phone call where they could have been scamming someone else. So it's always, any amount of their time that you can waste is good. But yeah, it can get it's good to have. For me with Facebook, it was good to have people following it, and I felt supported through it. But there were some times that I'd feel really yucky after speaking with him.
Yeah. The I love you is the hardest bit, because I don't want to say that. Like, I wouldn't say that to a partner for like 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for 6 months. Like, I would say that to a partner for if I was dating someone, that doesn't come up in like the first 3 months. It's like,
No,
and to be saying that to someone, and they want that all the time.
Yeah, with Princess Buttercup, as you know, it took me a long time to even. I never really actually just said I love you. I just sort of started saying, "Oh, I love you when you're a nice man," and I love this and I love that. I didn't, but yeah, it's I just held off on that one. But you can easily do that because they say, "Oh, I believe in love at first sight" and all this sort of shit, and you can say, "Well, I'm cynical because I've had really bad relationships, so it'll take me a bit longer." You can put that stuff off. You don't have to say it. It doesn't change anything. Because they just start assuming that you love them anyway, even if you don't say it.
Yeah. And look, it's 3 little words, but it's amazing how you put them together and you're like, well, that's supposed to mean something. But you just send love hearts, I find, and that does enough.
Hi, Kelsey. Kelsey loves scammers, but they don't like her much, though. Not at all. Ivor's got a good point that we do grow up being told to be polite, and the scammer preys on this and pushes nice people. Exactly. Hi, Francesca. We are live. We are about to wrap it up. We've got about another 10 minutes. We can have a bit of a chit chat. It's fun seeing everyone in chat and listening to what Michelle's going through at the moment because she is currently scam baiting a dude. And it is, there's a lot of icky bits to it, but I think for me at the time, because I was really heavily involved in a scam baiting forum, and it might be you might get enough support by letting us know that you're doing it, but at the time I didn't know anyone who scam baited, and to be in that forum and just have people sort of encouraging me and saying, create a character that you play when you're talking to them. Don't be yourself, because then it can't affect you. But if you're literally telling everything, I mean, a lot of the stories Princess Buttercup tells about traveling and stuff, I was traveling at the time, so there were elements of my actual life, but it wasn't anything really personal. Like even my hobbies and everything, you just create a character, and then that I had a lot of support in that forum, but it made a big difference. I didn't feel like he was being mean to me. I felt like he was being mean to Princess Buttercup.
Do they use voice translator, like so it flips? They say what they say and then it translates it for them, or they like voice, like how are they doing that? Or are they sitting there typing like we do?
What they normally do, it's like a voice to texting. That's why in the soft 6 that Ole Baruku thing happened, because somebody else in the internet cafe would have said that and the microphone would have typed it out and that dickhead hit send without seeing it sitting there. He may have said it, I don't know. But, a lot of it's voice activated, not actual typing.
Yeah, because I've had him slip up 3 times with things and I'm like, what are you saying there? He's like, oh, I accidentally typed that, or it means nothing. But like they're Nigerian words that I've gone back and looked up, and one of them's like man of the street or something, and like bizarre things. But sometimes it's like a Nigerian word ... and then English, and he's like, oh no, that was an accident. And So I didn't know whether they were speaking in Nigerian and it translates it to English, or they're speaking in English and it just translates it.
I think because of the way it comes up when they're in English, I think they are dictating, and sometimes the microphone picks something up or they say it and don't realise it's typed it out and then it hits send, and then they're like, oh shit. Because when I've spoken to them on the phone, they do say things like, I'm just doing this with your computer or whatever. So I think that his shitty English is how he speaks English. I don't think it's a Nigerian to English translation issue.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's more that. See you, Mel. Sishu, how often do they ask for Bob's and Vagine? Well, a lot. Although they don't say the Vagine, they say honeypot. The guy, was it the soft 6 guy that it was the soft 34 dude was interested in me just in one boob, not both boobs. Show us your boob. You don't, I mean, like Michelle's done, she's sort of nipped all the sexy stuff in the bud and just said, nah. And it is easy to do that. But I was also, with the soft 6, a huge part of me doing it was to make it fun for people that were following it. So I figured it was worth going along with it for a laugh. That's why I've always warned you guys in episodes, I'm here to grab a bath bag because something's coming up, and I've made you all feel that you're part of that grossness as well for my own sake. But yeah, it's good too. There are some really good support groups and stuff like that. If it gets a bit much for you, like just be careful because it can impinge on your state of mind. But I was really lucky that this forum would just say, no, that's just soldier on. And Kip Bogue is the same. He's really funny, but you are dealing with some pretty horrible people. They're hideous people. But I just kept reminding myself that I was doing a service, and by creating a completely different character, that really helps too.
I found it. So I did nursing, and then I was a psych nurse, and so very much had to go to work in like high risk ward with drugs and all of that crap and psychotic people, and so you'd leave your work at work. So we were very good at being taught how to do that. And so it's kind of like, nah, put it away now, that's it, like that's that part of your life. And then
and that's a great way. It's a great skill to have. And I think for me, being a lawyer, a lot of what I did, I just looked at it like a cross-examination of someone who'd done something shonky, or like I can separate my emotions from it, because at the end of the day, I would be way more broken emotionally if another person I knew or cared about got scammed. That would affect me way more than me tying up their time so they're not potentially scamming someone I love.
Yep, no, definitely.
So the balance,
I think it's a skill you work on of separating different aspects of your life.
And look, at the end of the day, the other thing which people don't realise, I know with the soft six, when I first did in Facebook, a lot of people were concerned for me, but I'm not going to fall for it. And that's a huge part of the psychology of it, is if you know it's a scammer, you're not going to fall for it. You're not going to give them anything. You're just going to fuck with them and waste their time. So there was nothing that person was going to be able to do to me. He wasn't going to get on a plane and fly to Australia to find me. And I wasn't going to, if he said to go to Western Union, I would have had a heap of fun. I mean, there's a brilliant video on YouTube where a girl scammed a guy or catfished a guy, and then she told him she was going off to Western Union, and she'd got a cardboard box and made a little Western Union branch and had like a Barbie doll walking along the street about to go into the branch and saying, here I am outside Western Union. Like, she totally took the piss because she was over him and wanted to piss him off. But that's one thing people have to remember, is that we know we're not going to fall for it. So it's not.
I volunteer with South Sudanese kids who struggle, that they've come over from South Sudan as refugees, and they play basketball. So the coach of the club, he grew up escaped South Sudan and then was in Kenya, and he's very active in politics and stuff with South Sudan, and was talking to him about the scams and stuff in Nigeria and Ghana. And he was the same as what you said. So like, there's not a lot of jobs over there. And he said often with the internet cafes that they save up their money to try and get the computers, and then they tap into the internet illegally until the internet catches them. And that money is just getting them through. He said, but lots of people over there have degrees, like you said, and master's degrees, and then nowhere to work. So
and it's not frowned on as a job. Kelsey's story was just highlighted her thing again, but her story was fantastic about becoming friends with her scammer and family. And it's interesting because the guy that told me his sort of backstory, and I fully confronted him and said, why are you doing this and how do you sleep at night and all the rest of it. Like, he was genuinely honest with me in that phone call and explained from his position. And I'm very good at putting myself in other people's shoes. Like, at the end of the day, I still know that he's a scammer. And I was, I had a go at him about scamming elderly people and so on, but he just justified it as, it's the only way I can feed my family. Like, it's my job. I'd love to be doing what I'm trained to do, but at the moment I can't get any work. And it was an interesting conversation, and I really respected him for his honesty, funnily enough, in terms of the conversation, not in terms of his job. But it's a
Yeah.
different perspective, you know. You've got to put yourself into their shoes and where they live and what they're going through. And I'm not saying it condones their behaviour at all, but their point of view on it, because it isn't shunned, because it is considered a job. It's certainly not held in high regard, but it's not, you know, it's not frowned upon either. So they're open about it. They tell everyone what they're doing, and some of them get their wives in on it too, because it can be very lucrative if you've got 2 scammers in your family. So yeah, it's a horrible situation that's where people have ended up. But there's also, from as far as I'm concerned, a very healthy point of view is that all of them are bad people, and you've just got to believe that. Like, even with the backstories, you know, and it blows my mind that Kelsey met hers and the family, and good on her. I do think that I could have cut through to this guy and possibly maintained some sort of contact with him, but primarily when you engage with any of them, and he did get it. He did get that what he was doing was horrible, but at the end of the day, especially, I hate to say it for any Americans that are in chat at the moment, they're really angry with America. They don't feel any guilt about scamming Americans. They think that Americans have fucked their lives up. So they don't
the UK
feel
as well. So because the English connection, the whole colonization thing
is
another big motivator. They don't like what the English did. So it's okay to do that with people who come from Commonwealth countries.
Yeah, they feel that they were fucked with, so they're just getting it's just bad karma for the people who fucked with them.
Yeah.
It's I don't condone anything that they do, and I think a lot of them are really desperate, and that's one of the reasons a lot of them get so angry and nasty as well. But yeah, you have to be mindful of the cultural background and what leads them to doing it. And if I was ever talking to a scammer who really creeped me out, I just end it like I did with that other guy. You just don't keep going. If there's someone that is making you feel really uneasy. But romance scammers generally are not the high rolling scammers. They're not the big bosses. That Kit Boga channel, he does speak to the big bosses a lot. And the tech scams are very lucrative because they can get thousands of dollars out of you in a couple of hours. Whereas the romance scam, they spend a lot of time building up this relationship to then start asking for help. So they've got to have a lot of them on the go at the same time to make it lucrative at all.
It's a very interesting little world.
There's a lot of facets. It's not black and white. There's a lot of factors that come into play with it all. But yeah, at the end of the day, the romance scammers are really the bottom of the barrel as far as scammers go. They're not the ones that are driving Rolls Royces and
and it probably there would be more people trying to do it at the moment potentially because of coronavirus. I think one of my friends went to uni with a Nigerian guy, and he said the military is doing a lot of trying to keep people in their houses and stuff. So potentially with lockdown and that, you might get more. I don't know.
Yeah, I had another. There's been quite a. I mean, I don't know why I didn't save it, but no, it's not that one. There was a story. I'll have to find it, and I'll chat about it next time in the next episode if we have a little chat at the end. But there was a story only this week about a heap of romance scammers that were scamming a couple of women in Australia that got caught. So it is happening all the time. And yeah, having people at home, it's a perfect opportunity to have your call answered or the call returned. The time is ripe for them. And yeah, Kelsey, I loved your story and sharing it with us on that panel that night was so amazing, and how you'd been to Morocco, and amazing. And that, at the end of the day, you know, it can happen. Kelsey's proof of that. And there's a lot of stories online about people who did end up becoming friends with their scammers. There's a lot of stories about people who became friends with their scammers and they do support them financially, but it's a small amount of money that they send them once a month, like, you know, $20 or $50 US.
Yeah.
And that does help them too, at least in terms of keeping their children fed and educated and so on. So, yeah, the good can come out of it. There's also scammers even on Kit Boga that pour their hearts out about how they wish they weren't doing it. You know, they're not all comfortable with it, but some of them have no qualms whatsoever. But like I said, they're not the ones that we're mucking around with on romance scams. They're the guys like that guy I showed the other day who's been arrested, you know, in front of his Rolls Royce and so on. Different kettle of fish entirely. Morgan, starting to think everyone hates you. No, we love the US. You're okay. We're just looking on in horror. But I might wrap this up. It's been going for an hour and a half. Any last words, Michelle? Are you going to need any cuddles or anything after the funeral of Big Daddy-O, or are you just delighted that the prick is back?
But it's interesting to see where it goes. So I know you said it was like 5 months, so it's a long time. It's interesting to see. I like the psychology aspect, so it's interesting to see that behind it, the thought that goes. It felt
like 5 months, but now that I'm uploading it and seeing it, because at the end of this episode I said it had been 1 month. Yeah. And my memory was it went for way longer than a couple of months, but I'm thinking it was probably more like 2, maybe 3 months. But it felt like a long time. But that's partly because I didn't load it. I only loaded 1 episode a week in the Facebook group. So I think me uploading it went across a 5-month period, but the actual thing itself was probably a couple of months. And there's a lot of stuff that he and I talked about that I just left out because there was a lot of the storyline still kept going, but it was just, there was a lot of, after a while, this bland conversation, or it'd take me 8 or 9 days to get enough stuff to do an episode. You know, he'd only comment 2 or 3 times in a day. So it's time consuming. And it's not time consuming, it stretches out. Yeah. But yeah, it probably would have been more like, I guess I'll find out when I upload the last lot of episodes. It might have been more like 2 or 3 months rather than 5. But it fucking felt like it.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you feel after a week?
It's interesting. The times they message you are really bizarre, and sometimes it's the middle of the night and stuff, and I'm not getting up to answer that stuff. So it's only when it's convenient for me. So maybe it's been like 3 times properly, but yeah.
See, Francesca. I'm sorry I missed a heap of chat. But thank you for everyone for hanging out with us. Rustic Mockery, g'day. How you doing? You just missed Mel. She's off cooking dinner, I think, now. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get up at 3 o'clock in the morning or anything like that either. And I actually said to him on many occasions, stop calling me in the middle of the night. I'm not going to answer it.
Yeah. But well, they do, because he said video call once, and I won't do video call with anyone I don't know, but he's not going to actually do that, is he?
Yeah, they do. What they will do is they will actually put their thumb over the webcam on their camera. I mean, I've got a camera, but they actually do that, and they go, you know, they block it and they go, oh, there's something wrong with my camera, but they want to be able to see you. I always just say to them that the camera's broken on my computer. I'd never do that. But if I do get to a point where I'm chatting to another guy, I just had a thought. If we are in Google Hangouts and he calls me when we're live, I'll just go live and everyone should be able to hear it.
Be fun.
Just got to find one, but don't worry, there's plenty of soft 6 to go before I get another dude on the line. And in between the soft 6 and the next scammer stuff, I've also got a really funny little idea I came up with a few years ago, and I did it, and it's not very long, but it's pretty funny. And I could actually put a couple of people up on panel to explain why we know each other because of this little game I played. But yeah, I've got a few little things that I can use. But hopefully I'll get another prick soon.
Yep. Fingers crossed.
Tighten down my other Facebook, change my name, or at least get my surname out of the picture, and then away we go.
Yep.
I might even take some photos of me doing silly things that aren't my hobbies. I might start thinking about my new character and only have photos visible on that Facebook profile that are not really me at all.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You have doing up your deck.
So Tuna, if you've got a question, you're more than welcome to. I was going to wrap up, but if you've got a question, you do get up at 3 a.m. for this, Morgan. You're a dedicated Soft Six fan. But no, far away. If there's any more questions, I'm happy to hang around if people have still got. Chat looked like it was all just kind of winding up, but I'm more than happy if anyone's got questions to hang around a bit longer. I'll wait and see. There's always a bit of a delay between StreamYards and Claire loves it. I thought Sashu was a woman. Well, Claire, I forgot your comment, and the penny kind of all dropped once he popped up. But what was Sashu's comment actually? Yeah, it didn't. The penny didn't drop until he was up on panel. I'm like, right, now I've got the connections going. Love on the YouTubes. Who would have thought? Tana's still doing administration. Boring. Oh, how many female scammers? Well, Michelle's only dealing with her first, so I'm going to jump in and guess that you haven't dealt with any yet, Michelle.
Yeah. No.
I haven't dealt with a female scammer yet. I know a guy who got scammed by a woman pretending to be a Russian bride. And Kit Boga, who I can't praise highly enough, he speaks to quite a few female scammers on his channel. Is that your phone that keeps doing that?
Yeah, it's buzzing. Yeah, sorry.
It's okay. I was just thinking, I hope you're not, playing
bad
while we're chatting, because your little friends messaging you. So yeah, Kit Boga. The thing that really concerns me, I've listened to a lot of his stuff, and the women always sound really lovely, and I think that they would actually be very successful scammers because they sound sweet. And they flirt. They've got men on the line. They flirt, but not in an over-the-top way, and the men fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. But, yeah, it's quite interesting, the difference. The men, how angry and rude and loud and abusive they get on the phone with him compared to the women who don't. They don't get angry at all. And they sound nice. Their voices are nice, where some of the men just sound instantly angry, even if they're just saying, how are you today? Whereas the women sound really soft, and I can see that they would do incredibly well. It's creepy. It's really creepy listening to them.
Their romance scams would probably go better if they had females pretending to be males.
Someone else
understanding what females want.
That last time, or someone else mentioned it because, just in terms of knowing what women want. But no, I think the scammers they don't catfish, really. They don't catfish. I mean, they are catfishing with the fake profiles and stuff like that, but I'm thinking more of the Kit Boga stuff, the tech ones. They don't, maybe in a romance scam, having a girl doing it, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be, I reckon, lame as. I still think people will see straight through it.
Yeah.
Because they don't, they basically get your trust, think that they care about you, then ask you to help, and so many people want to help and they just hand things over. But there could be women behind the screens too, but I've never encountered one in my travels, and I've spoken to a shitload of scammers. Like I said, not all of them stick. You don't always get an opportunity like I did with this guy to waste his time for so long. And that was another thing before.
Spoke to him on the phone?
I didn't speak to him ever.
Oh, okay.
I shouldn't say that. Don't ask me questions about the soft six. It's still going. Don't want to give any spoilers, but I never actually speak to him, this guy, ever.
Yeah, because they don't throw the phone across the room when he was trying to call.
Sorry?
You're throwing the phone across the room when he was trying to call, so obviously that wore off after a while, they're being scared. So
well, I did with the forum, because the forum taught me a lot more. I didn't really know what I was doing when I started with this guy, and then it just became this great opportunity to write some comedy. But the ones that I do speak to, I don't have anything to do with them for more than a day or two, or actually take their call and just deal with them on the spot. And unfortunately, those ones I haven't recorded in the past, but I certainly can try and start to now that I've got an audience again. But yeah, I've spoken to heaps of them, heaps. But again, I just waste their time for as long as I can. I've put them in I've gone for a drive, put them on speaker in my car, just driven, told them it's a 2-hour drive to where I'm going. Used to take calls from them when I was driving between southern and northern Tasmania and just talk to them, waste their time for 2 or 3 hours, that sort of stuff. But yeah, in terms of ones that stick, Facebook's the way to get them to stick more than on the phone. But you will get to hear me having a call with one at some point. I just wish I had better technology. I'll try and work on that. But I think we may as well wrap it up. I think unless anyone had another question in chat. They're talking about accountants. So I think they're probably all good to go. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thank you for Michelle for coming up. Thank you, Sashu, for playing Big Daddy-O. The next live is set for Saturday. It is at 1 p.m. It's another matinee because I have got a Big Daddy-O and that Big Daddy-O is in America. So it'll be 8 p.m. where they are on Friday night. So, yeah, it's going to be another matinee and I might do a replay or something on the Sunday, but I'll probably just play it and just go off and do stuff like in the garden or whatever. I may not do a replay of it. You'll all be able to watch it that night or on the weekend or whatever, but it'll be going live at 1 on Saturday Australian Eastern Standard Time. Good night to everyone. Morgan, enjoy the show. You do have there's a Morgan moment in it, isn't there, Michelle?
Yep, shout out to Morgan in there.
Morgan loves the matinees. Well, I like doing them too. I think it's fun. So, thank you, Sashu, and thanks again for coming up, mate. That was great. You did a great job. I wish you could. I'll try and do an episode with you another time where you get a few more lines. And and also thanks to Big Daddy-O who came back from the grave to make an appearance too. That was hilarious. But thanks, everyone. Stay safe. Thank you, Michelle. And stay groovy, everyone. Don't get scammed. See you next time. Bye.
Take care.